Hello everyone, Rurikhan here coming at you with another Kast PGN edition. As I said previously, this is going to be the version of Kast where I talk a little bit about gaming news, and it's going to be happening twice a week because so far you guys seem to kind of like it. So let's see how we do on this particular episode. The news in this episode is going to be Nintendo releases another Donkey Kong video game. Sony and Telltale are giving away a couple of discounts on The Walking Dead. This might be mostly for Europe though. Epic Mickey makes an appearance on the PlayStation Vita. SimCity 2013 consumers are going to get a free game. Tekken versus Street Fighter in the new generation of consoles. Deus Ex makes his debut on the Wii U. So yeah, these are going to be the news we're going to be looking at, and starting right up, let's go right ahead into the whole Donkey Kong thing. So Nintendo announced the release date of Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. Now those are two words that I really don't like to see in a video game title. Returns and 3D. I mean, sometimes Returns in a title is good because it's like a cool sequel that everyone's excited about, and everybody's like, oh yeah, it's this thing, Returns, like it's Dark Souls Returns. I actually hope that never happened. If Dark Souls Returns happens, I don't know. I think we're going to be in trouble. Maybe Solaire Returns. That's even worse. But anyways, and then the words 3D. I have no idea what that 3D actually means. I literally did no research on Donkey Kong simply because I am not interested in Donkey Kong at all. I do not have that whole nostalgia thing. But for those of you that do have that nostalgia thing, it is getting released on the 24th of May this year. And if you see me looking slightly to the side, is because I am literally looking at this stuff written in Portuguese and translating it on the go because I'm just that pro. Okay, cool. Okay, so in the new adventure of Donkey Kong, you're going to have as helpers Rambi and Squawks. Rambi? It's just me that it sounds a little bit like Rambo. Rambo and Squawks. Nintendo promises an adventure divided between 8 different worlds, each world with several locations. Besides thousands of enemies to face alongside your adventure in this quest to find Donkey Kong's treasure, you will also have 10 bosses to defeat. Yeah, sounds not that interesting to me for some reason. As a matter of fact, I remember when I only had my Wii, there was a time where I really shifted my mentality towards the Wii. Because I think I bought the Wii with the wrong expectations, and that has kind of caused me to be a little bit negative towards Nintendo. I bought the Wii like a long time ago. When I bought the Wii, I was like, I want the Wii to be like my main gaming console. I know, right? Make fun of me all you want. Thanks a lot, guys. No, it's really helpful. So yeah, obviously I was very disappointed with that because, I mean, there were several titles that were just not available on the Wii, which is why 3 years later I ended up buying a PlayStation. But then what also happened was during that time, I think it was maybe either 2008, 2009, I don't remember, some E3 presentation, Reggie Fils-Aime is what his name is, Reggie something. He went onto the stage and he was announcing, stuff that they were going to be doing with the Wii. And I remember during that time, I'm like, announce some kind of adapter that makes the Wii HD, please, for the love of God. Give me that sweet HD. I need it. I need the HD, please. And no, they did not announce anything. And they started announcing games. And I'm like, okay, then let's see what's going to be good. And he's like, we're going to be making Donkey Kong. And it's and I'm looking at it, it's like it's this platformer. And I'm like, I really don't care about this game. And then they started announcing a whole bunch of other stuff that I really didn't care for either. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm so disappointed. Why? Then all of a sudden it's like Metroid, Other M. And I'm like, oh yeah, Metroid, another Metroid game. I do like Metroid games. Metroid's cool. I'm into Metroid. So they show Metroid, Other M. And I'm like, okay. Then they show a whole bunch of other crap that I didn't care about. And I was like, oh man. And then they show GoldenEye 007. And here's the thing. You can tell that I'm really disappointed as a consumer in a console. And look, I'm saying that I was disappointed because I had the wrong expectations. I'm not saying that people shouldn't have liked the Wii and those games that were coming out. Don't get me wrong. It's just I went into the Wii with the wrong expectations. So then they announced GoldenEye 007, and you can tell that I was really desperate when a shooter is something that excites me. You know, when I'm excited by a shooter, you can tell that I'm definitely trying too hard. And it's weird because, I mean, you guys haven't seen me play a lot of shooters. You've seen me play Far Cry 3, which I really, really like. But, I mean, usually shooters is not my thing. So yeah, that's why I'm not really that excited about Donkey Kong. I mean, I don't even own a Wii U, to be completely honest. I would like to own a Wii U simply because of Monster Hunter Tri-Hole Ultimate. It is the only reason why I would love to own a Wii U. It is that game alone. Like, Nintendo, if you're watching this, give me a Wii U with Monster Hunter Tri and all is forgiven. How about that? That's never going to happen. Anyways, let's move on to the next little bit of news we have here. So, The Walking Dead and the promotion between Sony and Telltale Games. And here's the thing. I'm not sure this might be a European store thing only. So check your stores for it and see if the discount applies worldwide. I mean, it would make sense to be worldwide, but I'm not 100% sure if it is or not. But basically, there's going to be a whole bunch of promotions going on the PlayStation Network. This is for PlayStation people only. Sorry. To all you Xbox guys out there, I'm sorry. I love you too, but this is Sony only. Sorry. But anyways, that was so bad. That was terrible. Moving on, the first episode is going to be free. And the remaining episodes are going to be at the price of 15 euros, which is about, I'm going to say it's probably going to be $19.99 or something. And PlayStation Plus members are going to have an additional discount of 25%. So if you haven't played The Walking Dead yet, and I haven't, even though I own it, it was donated to me by a fan. I'm really, really... isn't it? It's not appreciateful. It's grateful. I'm really, really grateful for that particular donation because it's a game that I definitely am going to check out once I actually get time to check it out because I haven't had a lot of time lately. I wonder why. Having a couple of sync issues, as you guys might be aware. But yeah, if that is something that you guys are interested in, check it out. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got on The Walking Dead. I can't talk too much about The Walking Dead because it's a game that I'm very excited to try out. I just need the time. But I would definitely advise, I mean, the first episode's free. You've got nothing to lose. Go download it, check it out. If you like it, get the other episodes because they're going to be discounted. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So the next thing is Epic Mickey the Power of 2 is going to be making an appearance on the Vita. There's not a lot of details of what specifically it's going to do to use the Vita hardware. Hopefully it will not go as overboard as Uncharted because I'll be honest, Uncharted is a great game. Don't get me wrong. I love the Uncharted on my Vita, but it went a little bit overboard as a showcase all the Vita features. It's like, we're going to use the rear touchpad. We're going to use the front touchpad. We're going to use the tilt functions. We're going to use everything. And yeah, you really didn't have to. Look at Gravity Rush. They didn't need any of the... I don't think they even used it. Did they? I mean, so far, as much as I've played of Gravity Rush, I haven't really used the whole lot of that, of the rear touchpad. And I'm thankful for that. They used the tilt functions, though, which is really, really cool. They use it really, really well. Adds a lot to the game. So hopefully, good old Epic Mickey the Power of 2 does not go overboard on the Vita features because it's like those features are cool if they make sense for your game. Don't try to jam them in there for no goddamn reason because nobody wants that, okay? Nobody. I mean, nobody wants you to intentionally just jam stuff into a game that doesn't belong there. And I think that was a little bit of the case of the Uncharted. Sorry about that. But anyways, basically, according to the news they sent me, Epic Mickey was very successful in the Nintendo Wii, but Epic Mickey the Power of 2 was a complete flop. I'm not surprised. I'm not a fan of Epic Mickey. As a matter of fact, I think Epic Mickey was announced at that precise same E3 conference that I mentioned earlier. So I don't really care for Epic Mickey. I'm sorry. Sorry, Disney. It's just, I'm not your target audience. And most likely, like 90% of my audience is not your target audience either. So if you want to give us Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate, that is what my audience can really watch and really get into. And I will guarantee you, I would guarantee that I could get people in, not in a like, I could totally get you guys to do this. Just for the fact of me playing Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii U, I would guarantee that there would be people out there buying a Wii U to play that game because that game is that good, but I can't afford a Wii U. So, man, I just keep getting stuck on the Wii U on this particular episode. So, yeah. Let's go talk about something that's a little bit more uplifting. Let's talk about SimCity again. My God. Okay, so basically, SimCity flopped. And according to the research that I've been doing, SimCity didn't even flop because of the game's quality. Because apparently everyone that's played SimCity loves that game. Everyone that's actually played the thing, they love it. Now, me personally, like I said, I believe I've mentioned this in the previous PGN because this bit of news was there as well. I'm not a huge fan of SimCity, and I played 2000, never cared about it again, and I don't understand why all of a sudden people went all SimCity batshit crazy over this thing, but whatever. And it's like the DRM problems obviously kind of flopping for EA and all that stuff, but you're going to be getting a free game if you purchased and activated SimCity, if you actually managed to activate the thing, because who knows, maybe the activation servers are offline as well, you never know. So if you actually bought the game and activated it previously to the 25th of March, you are going to be getting a free game, and those free games include, the list of those free games includes some pretty decent games, like you're going to be able to get Battlefield 3, which that's not much of a surprise, but it's still a great game, let's be honest. It's a great shooter for people that are into shooters. Although it kind of doesn't make sense, because if you bought SimCity 2013, how much are you really going to be into Battlefield 3? I don't know, but it's still value. Let's face it, it's still value. The other game that really surprised me, Dead Space 3. Really? You're going to be able to get Dead Space 3? Because, Dead Space 3 is pretty recent. It's very surprising. Mass Effect 3, Need for Speed Most Wanted, and SimCity 4 Deluxe Edition. The SimCity 4 one really got me. It was like, oh, so you can't play the SimCity you just bought? It's okay. We'll give you the old one. How about that? That's just hilarious. I think I mentioned something about this in the previous episode too. My memory is not so good. Not getting a lot of sleep lately. I am sorry. But yeah. I guess it's good value for the people that actually bought it, but still, it's not a good thing to do. You know, it's just not. You launch a game, your servers are crap, nobody can connect, nobody can play. Giving away a free game is not really going to fix that. Well, it just kind of appeases the masses. But yeah, this also probably relates with the fact that what's his name, the EA president guy who left. I don't even know his name, Joe Riccatello, whatever the crap. That dude left because like this thing it's too much. I can't take it anymore. SimCity exploded. I can't deal with this. I'm out. Peace out. I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research on that either. I should have done some more research on the guy that left EA because that was interesting. That was interesting. I'm actually gonna probably do some more research on that particular fact because I am interested in knowing exactly why Mr. Riccatello decided to leave EA, because it's, who knows? Maybe we'll come to figure out some more things about EA that we didn't know before. But yeah. So Tekken versus Street Fighter. Basically, Street Fighter versus Tekken has been released quite some time ago. I remember a long time ago. I also saw a bit of news where these two teams were kind of poking fun at each other, like, your game's never going to be released, and like, oh, your game is infested with DLC. And it's like they were getting aggressive at each other, like Namco versus Capcom. They apparently don't like each other, because I remember some kind of news going around regarding that, which I thought it was amusing. But basically, once I saw this announcement of both games a long time ago, because these games have been announced a long time ago, it's just Tekken versus Street Fighter never really came out, and never really came out with a lot of news either. But I when I saw this, I always thought like I would always prefer to play Street Fighter versus Tekken. Of course, I never bought Street Fighter versus Tekken because of all that DLC bullshit that went around with that game. But I would always prefer to play that one because I prefer fighters that are 2D. I just have a personal bias towards 2D fighters. I prefer it because I think that it is simpler, and not simpler in a bad way. It is simpler as in you can get more competitive in a 2D fighter than in the 3D one, because I feel that there's more random elements in the 3D fighters. But again, I'm not a big fighter player. I just play those for fun. But I don't know. I kind of prefer the 2D. I mean, like, look at Mortal Kombat, look at Street Fighter 4. That's the kind of stuff that I prefer over things like Tekken, Dead or Alive, and so forth. So basically, the whole news is that on April 2012, Katsushiro Harada mentioned that Tekken versus Street Fighter was only like 10% complete, which basically means that it was still going to take them a long ass time to finish the game. And recently he announced through Twitter that Tekken vs. Street Fighter might actually be launched on PlayStation 4, thus making Tekken vs. Street Fighter a next-gen fighter game. So it's kind of interesting. Not sure if it was necessary. I mean, I don't know. I kind of would prefer it to I mean, as much as I would care, because I really don't. But if I was a fighter fan, I think I would have preferred that game to come in this generation as opposed to the next one. Unless they're actually taking advantage of the features of the next-gen consoles, which I'm not sure they will be, because, I mean, the game has been in development since 2010. So, I don't know. Maybe it's going to end up being one of those maybe it's going to end up being one of those cross-platform titles, which is something that I know a lot of people are not going to like. I'm not going to like what the hell is with me there? I can't say cross. I'm not that into cross-platform titles. I'd prefer it to be like, look, there's previous gen and next gen. There's PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. But I realize that there's going to be a lot of games that are still going to be supported for the PlayStation 3 as well as the Xbox 360, because there's just a pretty huge market share of people that are going to have those two consoles, and it would be dumb of them not to make versions for those consoles as well. For dumb of developers in general, not just the Tekken versus Street Fighter guys. But yeah, that's the bit of news I had on Tekken versus Street Fighter. And then there's Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. Damn, that's a pretty long title. Why do people even do director cuts? I don't get this. Director's cut. You should just call it like... You shouldn't even call it anything. Just say, this version includes... Call it the DLC version. Yeah, the version that includes extra DLC, because that's really what it does. It's got some extra DLC that's probably already been released for the previous versions of the game. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not excited about this news because it's a game that's going to be coming out to the Wii U, and that I actually already have this game on the PlayStation 3 because I got it through PlayStation Plus. So yeah, I can't really give a damn about it, but let's inform you guys anyways. So Director's Cut is going to be giving use to some of the Nintendo Wii U's exclusive gamepad functionalities. The Mission Tong's Rescue and the Missing Link have been integrated into the narrative of the game. So I'm assuming basically they integrated this DLC into the game so that as you play through the game, you're going to naturally go through the DLC as well. Maybe that's why they called it the Director's Cut. The director decided to cut out the DLC and put it into the game. So the Director's Cut is actually the complete version of the game. I might be unfair because I might be being I might not be... What the hell? I might not being fair. Not being fair. I think it's actually being, yeah. I might not be being fair to the Deus Ex guys because I'm not sure how important the DLC is, if it was actually something they chopped out of the game or not. But if we were talking about, say, Dead Space 3, I would totally go out and say, oh, look, it's the complete edition. This one actually has the proper ending. But yeah, that's there's no news on whether there's an official date for this or not, but Amazon is aiming towards the 7th of May as the release date for Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut for the Wii U. Anyways, this has been Rurikhan, and I seem to have been extending myself longer than I initially planned. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. As usual, leave me your feedback, comments, and likes, and all that good stuff. Likes only if you enjoyed the video, though. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.